It's going to be aggressive,
Yeah.
uncomfortable, and maybe sore.
Hey guys, Jim here. Welcome in once again. Today we're going to be taking a look at something wildly different from the knives that I typically bring out. I'm going to show you a teeny, tiny little 2-inch blade front flipper from Bestech. This is the Bihai. At least that's the best way I've found to pronounce it. I have looked up the pronunciation on Google more than once. I wanted to say Bihai, but apparently that is not correct. It is Bihai. And if that's not correct, then blame Google, because that's, man, I cannot get front flippers to work with me properly. I'm going to cut myself open all over the place here. So what are we looking at here? We are looking at a design by Ostap Hel, who has made some very significant designs through the course of his career. And this is probably the most organic and maybe even the most aggressive looking that I've seen from him, because a lot of his stuff tends to be very neutral ergonomics, very straight-bodied. And this is absolutely not that. This is very curvaceous. And then obviously having this very, very aggressive blade shape. I love the way that's been milled out visually, and honestly, it feels nice too. But this is a sweet, sweet little knife. Now, I was supposed to have this video out by March 24th, and unfortunately, I've been very, very busy releasing my own knife, the Kaladin. Perhaps you guys saw the video and the numerous posts as each of the variations sold out, and I simply missed the drop date on this, and I apologize for those of you that really, really, really want to get one and get one immediately and not run into variations that are sold out. I'm sorry if my being a few days late has cost you perhaps a version that you would have really wanted, but I'll try to make up for it as best as I can. Now, we're going to start here with the TLDW, Too Long Didn't Watch. You don't have to sit through stories or anything else or any kind of rambling or babbling. I'm just going to give you the highlights, my pros and cons of this particular knife. And then after we do that, I will share with you the specs, and then I'll get a little bit more personal on the knife. Okay, so TLDW, the pros. It's the design. I mean, the design is so gorgeous. It is so sexy. That hawkbill shape on the blade makes this something that's probably going to be fairly unique in your collection. Ergonomics are great for such a teeny tiny little knife. It actually fits pretty good in the hand and stays pretty secure. That is, of course, after you have gotten it into position, because front flippers, you have to do goofy shit. This is not a knock on this knife. It's a knock on fucking front flippers. People, stop it. Stop with the damn front flippers. I want a knife I can pull out, manipulate open with a thumb stud or a flipper tab or something, and have in my hand the way that I intend to use it. I don't want to have to turn it halfway around in my hand, prop it up on my pinky, hope that that's going to be one of the 7 out of 10 times that I flick it and it actually opens. Front flippers suck. I'm sorry if you prefer front flippers. You're a weirdo. Don't mean to offend you, but my good God. If somebody told me that the next car I'm going to buy, I have to do a fucking handstand to open the door to get in and out, I wouldn't care how beautiful the car is. I wouldn't care if it did 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds. I would care that I have to do a fucking handstand to open the door. It's an inconvenience. It makes no logical sense. And that's why I have a thing against front flippers. Now, the problem is here, you've got an amazing designer and a fantastic brand who want to make knives that people are buying. And right now, for some reason, you people are buying friggin' front flippers. They can't deny the numbers. They can't look and go, well, you know, a whole bunch of front flippers are selling right now. Let's not make front flippers. That's not a good business decision. So Bestech made one of the better front flippers that I've handled, because most of the time I can get it to pop right open. And then back to the ergonomics, once I've done all that, I can put it back in my hand, and I've got a nice large finger choil here, little finger choil here, and the curvature fits well in the hand. So ergonomics, definite plus. The finish work, definite pro. So you've got the nice high belt satin on the bevels after they have done a nice dark acid bath on the blade. So the flats are very dark. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. Flats are nice and dark. And then all the bevels are a beautiful bright belt satin. And look how clean the grind lines are. Extraordinarily well done. Good detent on this as well, so it does flip well once you get used to manipulating a front flipper. It has a nice detent to it. Now, it's not going to be drop shutty closed because it's a super lightweight blade. It's a thin blade stock at, what is the blade thickness on this? 125 thousandths of an inch thick. So very thin blade stock, only a little thicker than most people would make a chef's knife. And it's only a 2.10 inch blade length. So what you've got is a very, very, very lightweight blade. So once that's open, you know, it doesn't have a lot of weight to do that. So keep that in mind. But it is nice and smooth. You can feel that when you go to close it. It feels nice. The G10, normally I'm not a big G10 fan, but I love orange G10. What a great combination. Orange G10 against the dark color on those flats and the bright satin on there. Looks really, really handsome. Okay, another pro. I guess it's pretty much going to be it. And as far as the cons go, it's a front flipper. Again, that's nothing against Bestech or Ostap Hel. It's a front flipper. They're going where the market has taken them, and that's what you do as a business. You know, if you want to sell more knives, you make something that more people seem to be talking about. Another con for me is the overall size. Man, if this would have been a normal compact size carry knife at about 8 inches overall with about a 3.5 inch blade or 3.25 inch blade, oh man, how sexy would that have been? That would have been a great, great, great carry knife. What this is right now, this is a 5th pocket knife. You know that pocket watch pocket you have in your jeans right above your right hand pocket? This will slip right in there just perfectly. And it's a nice little backup. And for you poor Californians that have all kinds of crazy laws that you have to deal with, hey, look, there's a knife that's legal for you to carry. 2.10 inches. All right, now, specs. Let's get into that. Overall length, 5.24 inches. Blade length, as I have mentioned a couple of times already, 2.10 inches. I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the way. Blade thickness, 125 thou. Blade material is 14C, 28N, this Sandvik steel. Flat ground. And what is the handle length? 3.14 inches of G10, and it only weighs 1.8 ounces. It is so lightweight. It is not a burden to carry that little guy. I don't care who you are. Nice jimping on the spine of the blade. Nice placement of the pocket clip. It's mirror polished, so which is an odd choice. So you're going to have fingerprints on it all the time. If that doesn't bother you, that's great. It's got good retention. I think that a knife that was designed this well, this beautifully, probably would have benefited from a little bit of a nicer design in the pocket clip. That really feels like a generic afterthought for something that's so beautiful at every other angle. I don't care where you view this knife from. It is beautiful. It's got sexy lines and curves and points all around it. And then you get to the pocket clip and go, oh, it's a pocket clip. It's very utilitarian looking on a knife that doesn't look utilitarian at all. It looks like a piece of art. Nice, clean, flat pivot. Love me a flat pivot, boy. Let me tell you what. I tell you what. Loves me a flat pivot. G10 backspacer on there as well. I forgot to mention that. So this is a wonderfully lightweight knife. So if you're looking for something small, wickedly sharp, this would be really great for cutting open boxes. This is going to be a really good knife for you. To me, this is not your primary EDC. Absolutely not. It's just too small for that. It's not going to do everything that you want it to do. But I think for a lot of people, this is going to make for a nice little tiny size backup. Again, the lines on it are so beautiful. Even if you only bought it for a display piece, to go into your display cabinet with all of your other knives and just have a little showpiece. I think that's a really great idea because it looks so visually striking. And Bestech did a really good job of executing it into a knife that's that you can get a handle on, that has a nice crisp detent. If you're a front flipper kind of person, you will probably enjoy the front flipping experience immensely. I do not, because I don't like front flippers. But even I can appreciate that this is easier to open than many front flippers that I've handled. So there you have it. That's my thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed my little rant against front flippers. I apologize to those I may have offended, but that I just call them as I see them. And I'll see you guys on the next video.